Hi, I'm Lisa Marie Latino here with Mike Demergis for the New York Giants post-game blitz, where they were defeated tonight by the Green Bay Packers 38-35 in an absolute thriller here at MetLife Stadium.
It was. The joint was jumping as the Giants and Packers put up the points. It was 35-35 with a minute left to play. Eli Manning drove the Giants right down the field to tie the game at 35. They got the two-point conversion, but they left a minute on the clock as Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers drove down the field and kicked the game-winning field goal to win the game. But the Giant locker room after the game was very, very positive. A lot of people were comparing it to when in 2007 when they lost to the New England Patriots on the last game of the year. But the difference was with that game, the Giants were already in the playoffs. But I got to say this, again, the Giants locker room was very positive, and things are looking good as they've had 4 games left in the season.
When you were in the locker room, did the players talk about the officiating? Because the referees tonight, they did whatever they could in their power to give Green Bay this victory. What did they have to say about that?
Actually, they wouldn't bite. You know, they said, yeah, the plays were, it looked a little like the players were going towards Green Bay, but players really can't talk about what the referees calls, because otherwise they can get fined for stuff like that. So they have to avoid that, but it was clear. It was clear that the referees looked like they were trying to preserve Green Bay's perfect season. A lot of times you saw receivers going out and for the Giants, and no calls were being made despite their jerseys being tugged. As far as Green Bay, there were some phantom calls. I can't believe it. It was unreal, and clearly everybody saw these horrible calls by the referees tonight.
Well, someone that helped the Giants, actually a lot of somebody's helped the Giants tonight. A lot of their NFC foes were losers today, including the Dallas Cowboys, who we face next week.
That's right. The Giants caught some big breaks today. Dallas losing to Arizona in overtime. Also, the Bears losing at home to Kansas City, and Atlanta losing to the Houston Texans. 3 NFC teams losing. Tonight, Detroit takes on New Orleans. Of course, we know what New Orleans could do. So the Giants, again, looking good, really controlling their own destiny, which is unbelievable considering the Giants have lost 4 in a row. They got 3 of the next 4 games coming up. They control their own destiny. 3 of the next 4 games are at home for the most part.
Let's talk about specifics. Eli Manning had another huge game, 300 pass yards, 3 touchdown passes. However,
the good Eli, the bad Eli. The 3 touchdown passes for 349 yards, but the touchdown by the interception by Clay Matthews returned for a touchdown. Also, the fumble led to a score. So Eli, he has 2 sides to his face, really. You know, there's the good Eli, the bad Eli. It's like Two-Face from Batman. We just don't know which one's going to show up some of the time. But I loved it. The first play of the game, the first drive of the game, throwing the ball downfield and getting that quick touchdown pass. I like the moxie, all the passes going downfield. We haven't seen that much of this Giants team in the past, really going downfield so many times to try and get the big play.
Defense, they gave up a lot of big plays. Obviously, Chase Blackburn, who was just re-signed, had a pretty good game. Let's talk about defense.
Defense, it doesn't look good. You gave up 38 points. However, Blackburn got the interception, which set up the score. They put pressure on Rodgers throughout the day, and a lot of, like I said, the phantom calls, which would have changed the outcome of this game. So I think even though they gave up the 38 points, the Giants defense played well.